All right, everyone. There's an odd phenomenon going on within the run-up to the 2018 election right now. Something that I spoke of months ago would probably end up happening if things continued on their current trajectory. But the Democrats they feel that they're beyond reproach. That is, the Democratic lay people and some of the politicians, the ones that aren't just totally slimy, they actually think that they're actually morally better than the Republicans, despite the fact that the overlap with the neocon platform is going to be in greater than 90%. It's really the lay people have become hyper-partisan. The people in Congress that are running or defending their position or whatever, they're all basically the same. They all go out and drink together. Don't let them fool you. They're basically, at the end of the day, they're frenemies at worst. Like, there are no enemies in D.C. They all work together to screw us all over. But the thing is this. For their strategists and for the lay people and stuff, I warn the Democrats ultimately, we're going to face a problem if Hillary Clinton continued to be as visible as she was. Here's the problem. There is no other Democrat that is as iconic for the Democratic brand as Hillary Clinton. They can't use Bill Clinton, by the way, as a figurehead for anything like Clinton. Hillary's already told him, shut up, don't appear in public, don't do anything because if you get questioned, if one reporter decides to actually report on the fact that you're allegedly constantly groping people up, it's going to be a huge problem for us in the future. To the point at which Hillary Clinton, she's not pulling in as much money per plate. She's not raising $100,000 a plate anymore. It's like $20,000 a plate. They're falling on hard times as a family, I guess. They can only squirrel away a few six figures per speech. Really difficult. I mean, she's not exactly of sound mind and body, and she's having to pull all this weight because Bill can't do anything anymore, and nobody wants to talk to Chelsea because apparently she's a spoiled brat. She's very full of herself, according to Colin Powell and all these others. But I warned the Democrats, hey, you got a problem. Don't get a big dick about the fact that Trump's approval is mediocre, because your approval's lower, number one. And number two, who is the figurehead of your party? An extremely easily exploited figure indeed. Hillary Clinton, one of the few political figures whose approval, by the way, is lower than Trump. She's not even in office, and her approval is lower than that of Trump at his worst. And now that he's recovered somewhat, trust me, it's probably 10 points behind. Nobody likes Hillary Clinton, including a lot of her own fans. Even she comes out and half-heartedly apologizes for insulting her own fans at several points, because she's just off the wall. Because of her year-long pity party about losing the election and how everybody else was responsible but her, only the most die-hard Hillary Clinton fans and pink hat-wearing social justice warriors are still shills for Hill. Everybody else has abandoned her. In fact, I feel that a lot of the posts that you see online are bot posts if they're in support of Hillary Clinton. If they say, oh, it was her turn, it would have been better if she was president. No, I don't think the average person thinks that way, including a lot of people who did vote for her, because she had a lot of soft support. She was like Trump. A lot of Trump's support was ultimately independent voters and people who just leaned to the right, who simply, they looked across at Hillary Clinton, they thought she was worse, they voted against her more than for Trump. The Democrats, though, right now, their problem is twofold. Number one, Hillary Clinton's still the symbol, the face of their party. Number two, there's nobody to replace that face and symbol with. There's nobody else within the party other than Bernie Sanders who has the proper amount of name recognition. That or Obama. Obama can't run for the presidency. He's not going to run probably for, he's not going to go back to going into the Senate or something. He could try to become a governor maybe, or maybe a mayor or something, but ultimately, I don't think Obama wants to even really do the political thing anymore. I think he realizes that it's so cutthroat, including from the Clintons. The Clintons really fucked him over during the election. I felt sorry for Obama. Now here, Drone Obama himself, who's killing a bunch of people, I actually feel slightly sorry for him because the Clintons are so much worse and they're sitting there throwing him under the bus. So I would have done healthcare differently, said Hillary Clinton when she was debating Bernie Sanders. Oh yeah, I was uncomfortable by this bill. I was uncomfortable by that thing he said. He didn't go far enough in combating gun violence or something. Throwing him under the bus, and it's like, what do you're the only person who could make Obama look stellar by comparison. That's how bad Hillary Clinton really is. It takes a Clinton or a Bush to make a neo-lib look good by comparison. They're the worst of the worst. Those two families are responsible for more misery, suffering, and stupidity in this country than almost any other families in existence. And yet for some reason they keep ending up in politics. They keep getting voted for. Hopefully that age has ended. Thankfully, we stopped Jeb, and then we stopped the Clintons from getting back into the White House. Jeb was easy, though. Jeb would have lost against Chris Christie. Chris Christie would have beat his ass. You know, you saw what he did to little Marco, and Marco's a better speaker than Jeb Bush, so no worries there. We never have to worry about a Jeb presidency, thankfully. Yeb for Jeb. Yeah, looking at this, the Democrats' problem is the GOP can run ads against Clinton when the most visible Democrat and the most powerful Democrat, technically speaking, is Hillary Clinton. Who are you going to replace her with, huh? Who are you going to... you can't use Al Franken. He might have been on the short list a while ago. Mark Cuban, he's facing some sort of weird allegations now, and he's not going to run. No, I mean, okay, the way we're going to combat this rich older white dude from the GOP is with a rich older white dude who happens to be a neoliberal. Now, that's going to work really well. No, Trump would make mincemeat of Mark Cuban. He'd destroy him. You know that. The Democrats know that. They're not going to let him get that position. And it's not going to be an Oprah or a Kamala Harris. It's going to be a Gillibrand or something like that. It's going to be some walking the tightrope between neoliberal and pseudo-progressive individual. It might have been Warren, but she's older and she says she won't run. That's pretty much off the table. Again, Trump would completely destroy her because she would regress to Trump as a bully. It'd be the same as the Clinton tactics in the last election. It wouldn't work. Who is going to replace Madam Hillary? Not going to happen. You can't replace. There's no one to replace her with. Most of the Democrats are older now than the Republicans. We used to joke about, oh, the Republicans. This is a party of a bunch of old, out-of-touch people. That's the Democrats. One of their short list might runs is Joe fucking Biden. 75 years old, makes Trump look like a spring chicken. Now, he's obviously not going to be the nominee. If by some miracle that 1 in a million chance he was, it would be the funniest thing ever. Trump would be trying to get him to stroke out on stage. He'd be trying to work him up into a fury so that he actually drops dead on a debate stage. How wonderful that would be for the Republican ticket. Oh, we won all states. We even won like California at that point. The Democrats don't have anybody to replace Hillary Clinton with. The big problem is they haven't taken steps to do so. In the next couple of years, they could try, groom a couple people, saying, well, this person's maybe got less experience because they're younger, well-spoken. That person may be a little bit older, but, has been a governor or something like that. They can find some degree of talent. The problem is a lot of that talent is older than Trump is. A lot of it's too tainted. Like you can't use a Warren, you can't use a Pelosi, you can't use a Franken or a Conyers. Somebody like that is too tarnished. In the generation of social media electioneering, they would fall before Trump like a house of cards. It would not work. They need someone who's got less baggage. That means someone less visible. Unfortunately, with low visibility comes the problem of lack of name recognition, lack of fundraising capabilities. One of the big advantages for the Democrats is they've become the party of corporate money to the point the Cox is still donating to GOP causes. All the other corporations back the Democrats at this point. The big tech firms that are worse than any Vanderbilt when it comes to monopolization, they all back the Democratic Party for the most part. For the most part, they donate to neoliberals and a handful of neocons just to make it look like there's a little bit of even-handedness going on. The Democrats have been outraising, in the last election, the Republicans 4-1 at the end. Hillary Clinton outraised Donald Trump 4-1. He got almost no corporate donations. Now, that's both a strength and a weakness. It's a strength in the sense of he can self-fund because he's rich, and it made it look, and he actually got more grassroots donations than Hillary. But she had the advantage. I never saw a Trump ad. I didn't see a single Trump ad, and we're on the same TV schedule, by the way, as New Hampshire. A critical swing state that was very, very close. I saw not one Trump ad. I saw dozens and dozens of Clinton ads, and I saw ads where Sanders came out and stumped for her a little bit. Oh, she's so much better. We must stop the evil Donald Trump and the evil Republicans from starting another war. Stuff like that. I get to see that, but I never see a Trump ad. I never got to see Donald plug his steak and his wine while saying, vote for me come November because, I'll be a huge president. Never saw it. Yet he came within a couple points, I think, in the final vote in New Hampshire, an area that's like Bernie Sanders Central. It's because the DNC schlonged him. And I wouldn't be surprised if New Hampshire is really on the table again in this next election. Look, they've got to get someone who's better than Hillary Clinton or they're not going to win. And I'm looking around at the Democrats. I'm not seeing much. I'm really not, because it's like, there are some social justice warriors that are energized. The centrist Democrats aren't energized to vote for the Democrats. They're more energized to vote for Trump because he gave them tax relief and he's giving them more. Once that kicks in, by the way, 2020 is looking real fucking rosy for the GOP. He's probably going to have 6 keys to the White House after the midterms anyway. How do you expect to stop him? How do you expect, if you don't retake the House, if you do retake the House, probably the Democrats get complacent anyway and think, oh, we can have a corporate neoliberal run against Trump and you'll get your brains bashed in by him. He'll completely trounce him. A progressive would at least put up a fight. But then again, the DNC's made it clear they don't want progressives because they don't make as much money for the party, which ultimately, the DNC, like the RNC, is a corporation. So when the Republicans run ads and say, oh, well, here's Hillary Clinton saying you're deplorable and stuff, you're the ones that jerry-rigged Hillary Clinton in as your candidate. Live with it and suffer. Try to replace her with some other person or message if you know it's smart. You're not trying. You're just going along with it. You got some Democrats trying to tell you to shut up, telling Hillary Clinton to get out of the way. What does she do? Oh, they're sexists. They're evil people. No, don't tell me to go away. You wouldn't say that if I were male. No, trust me. If you were male, they'd be saying it 10 times more and they would have been successful by now. That's about all. Peace out.